Yeah, what the fuck? What's up, y'all? I'm feeling good. Probably that joint I smoked earlier, I don't know. Wasn't a whole one, it was just a quick hit. Just a little pick-me-up. Got some headbanging tunes for y'all. How about that? Anybody know what this is? Y'all know it. Sadistic Intent. Resurrections of the Ancient Black Earth, which is actually the Resurrections and Ancient Black Earth demo EP things. I'm sure a lot of y'all knew that, because y'all seem to know about extreme death metal, like Sadistic Intent. To be honest with you, I had this on tape, and it wasn't even it was a tape where we recorded some of the songs from somebody else's tape. So we had it on a blank tape that was somebody else copied from somebody else's tape. And it was only Resurrections, and that was all we ever had. And one of the guys in the scene, we were real tight. His name was Kool-Aid, down in Houston. And this last track on here was like his, that was his fucking go. I'm not even putting his pictures up here close enough. Like his go-to freaking song. Oh yeah, look at that. That's sick. So yeah, I listened to this, and we had Sinister, we had Dismember, a lot of old school death metal. And Sadistic Intent was kind of like the most underground thing I think we had on the cassette player at the time. Yeah, good memories with this first one, man. A Mass for Tortured Souls. Yeah, I guess that wasn't one he always freaked out about. There was a couple of them, he just fucking loved that. He could play part of it. That was really cool. Listening to him get on that Fender. Just screaming it out. It's really fucking cool. So TCL recommended some stuff to me. Maximum the Hormone. It's cute. I liked it, but I just can't do anything with it. But really, it was the Marty Friedman. So that segued into Marty Friedman. Wow, poser alert, I guess. I forgot who Marty Friedman was with. I was like, I know that name. I know that name, but it's life of me couldn't remember. Oh yeah, Megadeth. Okay, Megadeth, Metallica. Who else? There's a couple other bands like that I actually don't know much about them. Like, Metallica, just some Cliff Burton stuff. Like, you know, really I just like the Cliff Burton era. Like, outside of that Metallica, and I don't even know that much about that Metallica. And Megadeth, I know, like, you know, a couple of hit songs, but outside of those hit songs, I really don't know anything about Megadeth. So, Marty Friedman. Marty Friedman apparently had a solo album. I listened to some of it. It's flashy kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Flashy guitar work, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like this. I like Sadistic Intent. You know, I didn't like Death. I mean, there's some good Death out there, not knocking Death. Death, Leprosy, Death, Human, yeah, it's all good stuff. But that kind of guitar with work didn't interest me. I like Sinister. I liked, Cannibal, early Cannibal. Sadistic Intent here, Incantation, you know, or it was just brutal stuff. Some of the flashiest stuff I listened to is like Destroyer 666, and I only like that because he's, instead of doing the power metal-y, ballady singing, he's doing a really fancy shrieking and screaming and very theatrical, you know, death metal. Well, not death metal, but you know, that kind of vocals. I liked that better, and it wasn't too flashy. Destroyer 666 is flashy enough. You know what I mean? And I like it only because of that vocal style is legit. Oh. But while I was listening to Marty Friedman's solo album, YouTube recommended pulled up Malicious Torment, Realms of the Occult. That's what YouTube was like. Do you mean you want to listen? I'm listening to Marty Friedman over and over and over, like a Maximum the Hormone. And then finally YouTube's like, here's some Malicious Torment. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. And I got off of that, the Marty Friedman and all that, just because it's not my style. It's not my thing I dig. I like stuff like Malicious Torment and Sadistic Intent. Now we're talking. That's my kind of metal. That's what we're talking about when I have extreme music. Marty Friedman, not extreme enough. You like the Diet Coke of extreme. Fucking love this part of the song. Yeah, I had 2 friends that could play this part. This shit was funny as hell listening to them. I just got good memories with this track, man. Good memories with it. Yep, anyways, Tyler Thompson. What's up, Tyler? Tyler says metal is pushing back. No, he's quoting me. Metal is pushing back. And Tyler says, you're goddamn right it is. Tyler's tough. Tyler knows what's up. A lot of where we get our frustration is this fucked up society we're forced to live in. We're all rebelling against it together with the best soundtrack known to man. Tyler. And you got a cool picture. You almost kind of have a Dimebag Darrell with a flat brim type thing going on there. Well, yeah, I mean, that works. Yeah, I'm not the flat brim wearing type guy, but if you can pull it off, you know. I guess Dimebag did that for a while. Yeah, man. I have a. This is me spitballing. I heard this nowhere other than I made it up in my own mind, and I think it's true. I think it's true, and therefore it's probably true. I think Dimebag Darrell was whacked by an MKUltra assassin. That dude who did that. We're not even gonna say his name. Don't even say his name. Don't say that man's name. You say Dimebag Darrell. Darrell Abbott. Darrell Abbott was killed by an Illuminati assassin. And the reason they had to kill Dimebag is that the elites realized that they were going to lose this war, and Pantera was going to be played during the New American Revolution, where AR-15s were just blasting down bad guys, liberating the country from tyrants. Pantera would be played. So the elites were like, maybe if we get rid of Pantera, we'll get rid of their soundtrack and a lot of their motivation. But what they didn't realize, by killing him, you immortalized him. That's mine. I've heard that nowhere else. I think that's true. And so that I go at reality with renewed vigor, knowing they tried to take Dimebag Darrell from us. They tried to take Dimebag from us to stop us, but it only made us stronger, because metal has fucking genuine respect for one another. That's right. Join us. Yeah. New American Revolution and extreme metal. Who's with me? Oh, yeah. As it turns out, strong pushes in art, development in art, usually always precedes some kind of major revolution, and not in fighting, but in ways of thinking. So you'll have artistic and scientific innovations, and then societies really change. And it could be argued that we've had a stifled and suppressed technological system, and I think we have. I think the shit they're giving us is actually a joke compared to what's out there, what is known. So artistic, we can see in extreme music that art is going to all kinds of lengths. And they're all well thought out and very well crafted. And that level of craftsmanship and care, denotes intelligence and thinking and planning. And with that, you have a change in people's thinking. Because we have this whole style of shit that nobody would have thought. It's just developed on its own, in its own evolution. And through that evolution, we're like the saviors of humanity because we haven't lost creativity and outside the box ways of thinking. While everybody else is huddled into their cubicles with their goddamn AI telling them what to do. That's happening. You know, you have us on the outside in the periphery looking in, and we're like, your days are numbered, not ours. Your days of your future with your cell phones are numbered. And me listening to death metal on a boombox while I've got crops in the yard, my ways are they are always. They will be here. So yeah, new ways in thinking. To get there, you need new technology. To get the new technology, you have to be like being creative. You have to be great. We're creative. Proven that. And extreme music shows you the level of creativity around the world, around the fucking world. I mean, I'm playing something from America now, but the other video was the dudes from Impiety. I was spinning Vader the other day from Poland. A lot of Polish people in the comments too. That's awesome. Anyways, oh man. Well, it had to be said. Somebody said it. Christoph Morozia. Well, that's the most Russian-sounding name I've ever heard. That's a cool artwork. I can't tell what it is, but it looks like Rasputin with a beard and a Pope's hat or something like that. Was Rasputin in the member of the clergy? Oh, Russian Orthodox Church, which is a type of Christianity. Any Rasputin fans out there? Yeah, rah, Rasputin. Anyone? No? Okay. But he's pointing it out. A lot of money's been made the past 6 months from all the ICE activity. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Yes, they have been. Setting up temporary makeshift camps, moving agents all over the fucking country, and that includes helicopters and airplanes, not just buses. And when they're done making money after rounding up immigrants, where do you think they're going to go next? Well, Christoph Morozia brings up a good point. I think there's a lot of arguments about the ICE roundups, and I think we can say that, while yes, there are people being rounded up, they're bad and questionable, these things rarely stop on their own. That's me saying, these things rarely stop on their own. And usually blood has to hit the ground before somebody yields. My mom always said it. She's like, they're going to go after overweight people. You know, she's like, they're going to go after smokers. She's like, back in the 80s, she said, watch it, they're going to go after smokers. They're going to ban smoking in restaurants. They're going to ban smoking everywhere. You're not going to be allowed to smoke anywhere but the inside of your own home. And she's like, and yeah, that ended up kind of happening. And then she was like, the only problem is when they go after smokers, they're going to go after overweight people. Who are they going to go after when they're overweight people? She didn't really know, but she was like, who do you go after next? Well, homosexual always comes up. Because, yeah, they're always tended to be lumped into one of those first categories to go. So I understand why a lot of people are nervous. I understand why a lot of people are apprehensive. Historically, you kind of have every right to. Am I saying trust these fools? Well, I've been around long enough to see these things play out and historically watch them play out. And, there's nothing you're going to do to stop it right now except just kind of raise awareness, and literally, there's nothing wrong with going outside and videotaping cops doing cop things. But just don't get too close to them, because they really fucking hate that shit. Just stand that if you're going to do it, my suggestion to anyone, if you're thinking about doing this, stand from a safe distance away. Do not crowd them. There's some trigger-happy fucking cops out there, I'm telling you. And there's some other ones that are like, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. He can ask for permission from a senior officer to fuck you up, or he can just fuck you up and take an ass chewing later. Some of them will take that ass chewing later. If they're any good at their job, they'll just be put right back on post. So, I'm in a position where I can see certain things and know certain things, and it's just because of who I know in these communities. A lot of people are nervous, and they're like, oh, these things are going to start happening, and when these things start happening, it's going to get bad. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. When those things start happening, that's when it's going to get serious. Those things, we have not come near those, say, danger areas. Now, I've heard some odd cases, but I'm not sure the media's being 100% truthful on some of this stuff. So that's where we need citizens who can actually see with their eyes. What did they see? You know, not what you know. What did you see? The devil, my friends, is in the details. And I've read a lot of these things coming down from Trump, the executive orders and shit. And I have an understanding of how to read that stuff and understand it. So I think we're going to be fine. Let's not overreact yet. Hold your ground. Keep your head on a swivel. Like, shit isn't over with. And my whole thing is, like, usually somebody's going to get fucking killed. That's when that starts. That's when it's going to get scary, y'all. So let's not be the cause of the problem or anything like that. Let's no one in the audience be the cause of blood being spilled. That would make me feel bad. I asked earlier if any one of you was a Fed. I said comment down below. We're going to get the Feds here. Well, Josh says he's the Fed. He's a retired government agent working for the United States Occult Division Task Force. Holy crap. He helped create it in 2002 after college. Oh, shit. Josh is a fucking psychic spy, or he has psychic spies with him. I know it. His main position was to go to shows, preferably underground, that would blend in with the crowd, keeping mental note of any satanic or occult-related individuals, and then reporting back the profile to headquarters. The pay and security were good up until 2005. That's when I would go to shows and had nothing to report back. The venues, mainstream and underground, really only had posers with no identity whatsoever. I decided to retire and go into part-time government work, but this time it's with the Porn Detection Unit. Shaking my head at you, Josh. The main boss would just send orders to stay on the lookout for a lot of the wealthier, usually middle-aged male porn addicts who prefer the younger ones. Oh no! So far, I'm not really liking this case, though. They keep sending me to churches, mainly to observe their attendees. Thank you, everyone. I'm usually here Monday through Friday, health permitting. That's Josh, ladies and gentlemen. Josh from the Swamp returns. You should go check out his YouTube channel if you get a chance. He's always got some interesting stuff up there. Josh from the Swamp returns. How's it going, Josh? I had to put this one in a bid. But nah, man. Watch that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats. There was actually a psychic division. There was the U.S. Army, and they had a psychic division and shit like that. Like a lot of other wacky shit these guys could apparently do with their minds. Again, I think it was Fort Benning when that was. Men Who Stare at Goats. Got Ewan McGregor and George Clooney. And the preface of that movie, Ewan McGregor rather, he plays a reporter, and he's reporting on this guy who's basically left the military and retired. He says, oh, my job there was a psychic spy. Watch, I can kill shit with my mind. And this reporter was like, okay, cool, whatever. Doesn't believe him. And this dude literally kills a gerbil with his mind, but he doesn't, but he makes the guy believe he can. And there's this whole psychic mind game going on. And that's when the reporter realizes these dudes he's talking to are like from the military, and they're really smart, and they play some fucking weird mind games. To the point even the reporter is starting to become convinced that these guys literally are psychics, but they're also like clumsy idiots. So there's some humor in it too. The Men Who Stare at Goats, really fucking wild movie. If you haven't seen that, comment down below if you have seen that. Bangers. All right, y'all. That was Sadistic Intent, and reading some fucking comments. Not comics, comments. Alright, man. We'll see you on the next one. Cattle Prod, Appalachian Warlord. Later, y'all.